everybody. My name's Scotty. This is my channel, and today we are covering Hollow Knight. Hollow Knight's a wonderful platforming game that I just cannot recommend highly enough. New camera, fun stuff. Why is it doing that? New camera, everybody. It's a Logitech C920 Pro HD webcam, and my computer is only just barely powerful enough to register this thing's processes. I can't make this up. Well, I mean, I could, but what would be the point? Hollow Knight is a wonderful PC game, and I think it's on the Switch too. It's a Metroidvania platformer that really, really pushes what that genre means. There's a lot of very fluid, very active, very responsive combat. I love the combat engine for this game. That said, there is one area, and this, basically the only area the game falters in for me. It's that the combat and the platforming are very, very fluid. There are no pause frames at all. When the moment an enemy finishes an attack animation, they're already winding up for another one. Their downtime from their previous swing is used to build their uptime for the next swing. So you have very little time, if any, to really get in there and do your damage. It's frustrating sometimes, but manageable. The only time the platforming gave me an issue, sometimes the game will put you up against...
Excuse me, there is a message for you.
The only time the platforming that I know of really comes into question is during some of the instant reset spikes. They're not instant death spikes, you don't die. What they do is you put it along through the level, and then if you hit one of these spikes, I don't know why it's doing that. If you hit one of these spikes, it'll snap you and then drag you back to the beginning of the level. Or not level, the beginning of the room. Not the whole level yet, just the beginning of the room. Yes, that is one of the game's few instances of mercy, but it's still really frustrating to do the room when you keep hitting reset spikes. I never thought I'd miss instant death. The only time the platforming that I know of really comes into question is during some of the instant reset spikes. They're not instant death spikes, you don't die. What they do is you put it along through the level, and then if you hit one of these spikes, I don't know why it's doing that. If you hit one of these spikes, it'll snap you and then drag you back to the beginning of the level. Or not level, the beginning of the room. Not the whole level yet, just the beginning of the room. Yes, that is one of the game's few instances of mercy, but it's still really frustrating to do the room when you keep hitting reset spikes. I never thought I'd miss instant death. Anyway, wonderful game. The soundtrack is gorgeous. I cannot recommend the soundtrack enough. If you don't buy the game, at least buy the soundtrack. The soundtrack for this game is awesome. It's very pretty. It's very fluid. It's got this kind of ethereal sound to it, but it also is definitely a sound designed for an underground race of insect creatures, and the whole game is bloody gorgeous. I have not yet run into an area. I'm about midway through the game, I think, that are about to hit midway. I don't really know. Through the main game. Gorgeous, absolutely stunning. I have never played a game that was this tight and this gorgeous in this genre. I mean, yes, I've played Dead Cells. I liked Dead Cells, but Dead Cells is not pretty. I accept what Dead Cells is. I love Dead Cells. It's not pretty, though. It doesn't need to be. I don't want it to be. I don't want Dead Cells to be pretty. I want it to be what it is. This game is fucking gorgeous, and it also, while being gorgeous, manages to be Hollow Knight. It manages to be its own thing, be very fluid, be very responsive, and to really, really amp up your feeling of investment in this little bug-eyed character here. I cannot recommend this game enough. Like I said, though, I have not played the full game. I have unlocked up to, like, I think the fifth ability? Oh, shit. I've done a few unlocking. I don't... What am I doing with my life? I've done a few unlocks. I've done a few of the extraneous levels. I've not done all of the game. I think up until what I am at this point now, I've unlocked most of the traversal abilities, and I am confident enough with this game to recommend it to anyone who likes platforming, anyone who likes Metroidvania games, anyone who likes that sense of exploration and just looking around at little nicks and crannies. It's a wonderful, wonderful game. I do have a suggestion. Visit the town often. Like, not every time you're done with every time you're done with a section, but whenever you have like a large section of coins built up, spend them. Spend them. Spend them! Because, yeah, the game has absolutely no mercy and no patience for your shit. If you fuck up in this game, it's going to let you know by making that adorable little skull mask character grunt in pain and then wince and then fling himself away from the damage source. It's kind of brutal, actually. So when you get a bunch of coins together, spend them. Because if you lose them, I can guarantee one of the things that will make you get discouraged and not want to play the game anymore, really, is the same thing a lot of Dark Souls players run into, where you lose a bunch of souls or a bunch of, I think it's called Geo. Yeah, it's called Geo in Hollow Knight. You lose a bunch of souls, you lose a bunch of Geo, and then you're just like, but I have to go building all that stuff up again. I don't really want to. It's just, yeah, don't do that. Just spend your currency when you have it. There's actually... Go to the town, go to the stores, talk to the people, talk to the random NPCs you find around, and spend your coins on things like, there's these little map markers you can place all around your in-game map, and you can use those map markers to like mark areas where you think you might need a specific ability, or where you think there might be a secret you need to explore later. And yeah, they're pretty easy to get. They're very nice markers. The shopkeeper for them is absolutely the funniest thing I've seen in a good long time, at least in this genre. And this whole world has a sense of, I think, like genuine depression. Actually, it's It's very sad. Like, everybody in there is just... They're so unbelievably, like, tired looking. It's kind of depressing to look at. Which is, honestly, where the soundtrack comes in. Because the soundtrack, like, the whole world is melancholy and something, like, kind of washed out. It feels dead. You bring life to it by playing the game, by completing your objectives, and going through your mission. Buy Hollow Knight. 9.5 out of 10. I cannot possibly give this game a higher score than that. I would like to, but some of those instant reset spikes were really taking the piss! Sorry. Yeah. 9.5 out of 10. Play this game, please. Play this game. Play the soundtrack to this game. Just play it on like your Spotify or whatever you have, and just let it run in the background and listen to the gorgeous soundtrack this game has to offer. Other than that, guys, that's my bit for the day. So yeah, new camera, much better. I did not realize how bad my old one was. I really didn't. This is just loads better, isn't it? Got some new clothing. Very nice. The bag isn't new. I've had my necklace for a while. But yeah, I got a green tunic with a triband. I feel very glitzy. It's very nice. And yes, just please buy Hollow Knight. Play Hollow Knight. Don't try to complete it, though. Hollow Knight is not a game I would recommend unless you are a die-hard completionist. Gerard Khalil, our lovely completionist brother, yeah, he had a hard time with this for proper completion. 100% the story as many times as you like, but I cannot suggest the proper completion of this title. There's just too many pitfalls. There's just too many areas in the game that are designed to test your patience as well as your will. And that's not like the main game, though. Like, from what I was hearing from Gerard, that section is mostly just the game. I don't know why the autofocus is focused on my face. I don't know why the game does this. I don't know why it does that at all. But most of your hard, like, really patience testing sections aren't in the storyline main section of the game, as best as I understand. They're in challenge modes, which are challenge modes. It's not fucking around about that. Don't test his patience. It's not going to play nice. But that's what I love about this game. It has no reservations. It builds itself up. It makes itself what it is. And then it goes, alright, and if you don't like it, well, fuck you. Yeah. I honestly cannot possibly recommend this game any higher. I don't think I've recommended any game this highly in a long time. It's a wonderful platforming game. Please play it. Please enjoy it. It's on Steam. It goes on sale, I think, regularly. So if you want it, it's like $20. Seriously. Worth the buy. Anyway, guys, that's me. My name is Scotty. I have been your host today, and I have got to get something figured out with this fucking... Like, okay, here, you can see this nice green tunic. I sit down, instant darkness.